or Jehoon or anyone who's listening, just drop that in Gala Gold, please, because I can't go find it right now. I'm just going to dive directly into the goodies here. But as I do that, I want to invite everyone to like and subscribe and share, and hit this with a re-X if you're seeing this on Twitter, and share with your friends, message it to people, get them on here. And the more people we have on these streams, the better, because it will raise the visibility of it so that everyone else can jump in and see what we've got going on. And thank you, Chair Bandit. I appreciate you, sir. Let me get that up and mute myself so I don't have to hear myself, because I really, 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 really hate listening to myself, which is very frustrating because I have to do an awful lot of talking. I don't know if you guys have noticed. And let me switch to the right account so that I can drop messages in the chat as well. And okay, let's dive right in. And also join our Discord at galagames.chat. There's the Discord button. I need to move that down or over or something. Got to play with that a little bit. And hop on in. And we look forward to seeing you guys there. Like I said, I am in the Gala Gold chat, and I've got that up and running here. Everglen Council, I see, is active in the YouTube chat. Hello, everyone. Dr. Wookie is everywhere, and I like to hear that. Okay, so let's just hit it, guys. So Mirandus had an epic fireside chat last week. The shipwreck sale is still being worked on. The bugs have been found and subsequently squashed. So you're probably going to be seeing a little bit more information about that before too terribly long. And the team is working extremely, extremely hard to make that a super smooth experience for everybody. So I'm personally looking forward to this because those are going to be some really, really cool boxes with some really, really cool stuff in them. I really want to get I hope I can get some deeds, man. That's one of the cool things that I'm most excited about Mirandus is the way that the deeds and the placement and all of that is eventually going to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring Matthew up, and we can chat a little bit about some of the Mirandus stuff going on. Matthew is incoming. There he is. How are you doing today, sir?
Great, doing good. Thanks for inviting me. It's good.
Super happy you're here. Let me move this around so I'm actually looking at you and not like staring off to the side, weirdly. Yeah, so I'm delighted to have you here today. Do you want to tell everyone, just give a little bit of an intro, who you are, what you do?
Yeah, so I'm the art director for Mirandus. Been in the games industry like 20 years. How deep you want me to go on that?
Go for it, man. Go deep. Yeah. We go deep. This is ahead of the game, man. We go deep.
All right. Well, I've had a pretty wonderful career. I've really been lucky. I've had a lot of fun. I've got to work at big places like Riot, Blizzard, Sierra Online. But I've also got to work at a lot of really great indie studios like Swing Ape Studios, Amazing Society, Area 52. Which means that it's a mix of getting to work with like brand new IPs and like Mirandus is, and some really well-known ones like Marvel and Star Wars, StarCraft, things like that. So nice. It's been exciting.
Nice. It sounds like you've had a lot of fun, and I know that you've worked on some of my favorite games in the past. So I look forward to seeing more of what you guys are doing on what I am pretty sure is going to be one of my new favorite games coming up here as soon as I'm able to get in and spend more time playing it. Someday I'm promised I will have the time to play games. It's lately the only time I've played a game is when I've been doing it on a stream. So it's still kind of like a job, but hopefully someday I'll be able to play games purely for fun. And I'm looking forward to that for Mirandus. As I understand it, we have a few videos queued up.
Yeah.
Should we hit those? Do we want to hit those? This is going to be some reveal here. I'm feeling this feels kind of leaky to me.
No, I think these are all fairly safe. I think these are things that are have somebody's like endorsement. If not, I guess I'll find out later.
No, it's fine.
All safe.
Okay. Let's see it. Let's see something.
we'll start at the top. I mean, the first thing that we have here is gray boxing. So what gray boxing is, for anybody who's not familiar with the term, is the idea that you block in the world in rudimentary fashions. Like these are just literal boxes here that we're seeing. And the goal is to figure out the spatial layout, starting to understand what it feels like to stand inside this space and play inside this space. And you start to work through certain problems, like what does a vista look like? What's it like when you're down in a valley? What's it going to be like if it gets really narrow and it closes in with that? And then opportunities start to arrive, like, you know, where the mobs are going to show up and that type of stuff. So that's what these are designed to do, is their very first pass. It's not the final art pass by any means. This is just figuring out spatially what the world's going to be like.
This is the equivalent of penciling in before you actually begin the art project.
Yeah,
you can do your erasing and moving things around before you spend all the time making it beautiful.
Yeah, and before you've locked so many things down. And the nice thing about this is this canvas is huge amounts of space, and it represents quite a large volume of gameplay. So kind of exciting.
So, okay, I'm going to ask a question. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to ask this question, but I'm going to do it anyway. Do you have at this point in time, or maybe you can't even say this, I don't know, an estimation for sort of the number, the size of the world that you guys are working in right now? Because I like looking at the things that the video that you just showed, there's massive amounts of space there. And one of the things that I love about the amounts of space that I'm seeing is they have that, what's the word I'm looking for, that epic quality, that cavernousness that you don't usually see in games too much. You know, so I appreciate that.
Thanks. And that's intentional. And one of the things that we've strived to do is put a lot of verticality into the space that we're building, so that it's not very just like samey and flat. There's a lot of thought going into that. We couldn't do our jobs without there being a map. So there is definitely a map, and there is thus an estimate for space. But I won't disclose what the map looks like and what that space is. But it is all part of a plan that's very thoughtfully considered, including, in fact, there's a thing on biomes. It says it's like number 5. We can roll that, and I can talk a little bit about what this next phase is, what it kind of looks like when you go past. So these biomes are small. They're the exact opposite. They're very small and succinct.
Your sound isn't coming through.
Okay, I'll maybe do it after the sound on this video. All right, so what that is, that's exactly the opposite of the white box. These are very small little locations that we build so that we can prototype what the final art will look like. And what you just saw was about 5 to 6 different biomes that will canvas across these different maps. So everything from rainforest to high arid spaces. So there's a lot of variety here. And so those are what the game, and those are all in engine. Those are our final assets, but they just aren't spread out to the enormity of like what you see in the white box. So if you merge those two together, you can squint and see what you're going to get.
I like it. I've seen some of that before. I think that we had a few pieces of that in the Blue Realm session that we had a little bit ago.
That's right.
It's just so cool to see all of this coming together, and that level of refinement and beauty. And yeah, you can absolutely, I can absolutely imagine that level being sort of spread out over the rest of the gray boxing. I think it's phenomenally cool, and I absolutely love this. Hold on, let me go back to YouTube really quick. Yeah, and huge shout outs to the audio and FX teams.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. And Dr. Wookie, I hope that the background noise has gone away. That was me 3D printing a hydroponics tower to grow lettuce indoors over the course of the winter. So it's now on pause. Sorry about that. It's my weird little growing things indoors hobby. Okay, cool. Let's go on from there to the next video, because this is the one that I think I'm probably most excited about. The next two videos.
Great. Yeah. So here's a little preview of some of the creatures that are going to populate the world. And where they'll show up and how you'll see them in what circumstances, I'm not going to reveal, but this is a nice little like sort of nod to Mirandus creatures, which is, I think, really exciting, because they really are just real creatures brought down into the Mirandus low poly art style.
I really dig that. I love the crab. That's the most adorable little crab ever. Well done.
Those are and crabs are obligatory. We needed them for reasons. Can't even say
reasons. I understand. Everyone needs crab for reasons.
That's right.
if you can find a way to perhaps combine that with some form of curry, you're really doing well. And then so creatures in the world, and this is one of the things that I've always thought was really cool. And when McCarthy first pitched the idea of Mirandus a while back, when we were first talking about it, he talked about this concept of a simulation, and we had this interesting little simulation with forest trees growing and things like that. Is that still something? And again, maybe I can't ask this question. Is that still something that is going to be a part of this, or is it are things a little bit more on the static side, or at least initially?
It is at the heart of what Mirandus is trying to be. In fact, there's the sentiment, and he often says this, and it's repeated across the team because it resonates with us, that the world is beautiful that we live in, this real world. And so it's not that we need to like just figure out what beauty is. We need to deliver on the beauty that you see. And so that's why a lot of what we're seeing is like based on like the zones, these creatures, they're all based in reality. We want to create that simulative quality of like, hey, the natural world happens here, and it's not that we had to invent what wonderful looks like, because we're just going to deliver on the wonderful in our own world. However, there's of course magic. Things aren't just as they would be in our world in some ways. So there's the goblin redesign. So hopefully that might be a good segue to show that video.
Yeah, let's see that.
The goblins, some people got the chance to play this version in the last tech test, but we always knew they needed something more. We needed them to be more grounded. And so as we did a whole bunch of explorations, and that's what these images are, it gave us the chance to sort of come into contact with what we really cared about. And this is where we're going. This is the direction forward. And what we realized is, just like with everything else, we wanted to connect it with the real world. And so you may notice there's a sort of chimpanzee influence here. And that's very intentional too, because we wanted to say, like, even when we're creating something as needed as a goblin, how do we connect that back into the world that we're living in? And it created a sort of realism, and they're kind of nasty and gross and scary in really cool ways. So yeah, it's even the goblins are kind of rooted in reality.
Can you tell me anything else about that big?
So I can say that goblins come in many shapes and sizes, and I won't say too much about their biology or even their social status, because I don't know what's going to be too much.
You don't want to accidentally create canon here.
Yeah, so I'll just say that they come in many shapes and sizes, and you saw some potential shapes and sizes there in some of those concepts. you'll get an opportunity to experience a
Okay,
menagerie.
so can I do a thing? Can I make a request for myself and for the entire community? On behalf of the community, I would like to request a concept art background pack that we could
Oh,
drop to people. Doesn't have to be finalized art, but like that concept art with the goblin with the arrow sticking out of his shield standing in front of the trees, like Mirandus in the corner. Because I have screens and I need beautiful things to put on these screens. And I'm just saying
I,
that would be a
I think
really
that's
nice thing that
reasonable.
people would like.
I think it's a reasonable request. I think that I will put that on my to-do list. And also, it's a good shout out opportunity for Chris Glenn, who is the concept artist behind those that you're calling out, and because he is an astounding artist and he did a smashing job on all that stuff.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I've always I have had Mirandus art as the background of my Gmail for a couple years now at this point in time, and it's kind of funny if I go and look at that from then to now. It's very, very stark. It's a very stark difference, and I love it. Makes me
Oh,
super
good.
happy.
Good. Thank you. That's good to know. It has been an exploration for what the game needs, how to make it both fast to make, aspirational to look at, and find that balance. And I think it's really at this point coming into its own. So that's good to hear that it's not a step backwards.
No, God, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So huge shout out to the entire team. I know that Mirandus is one of the most anticipated things, and I've been having some very deep conversations with McCarthy about stuff, and I think that there's some information that I'm not going to share right now because I don't want to get anyone, specifically me, in trouble by oversharing. But there's some things that will make people happy. That's all I know. That's all I can really say at this point in time. And things that I think people will be very surprised to hear. So I'm just gonna stop talking before I get myself in a lot of trouble.
So we do have a couple more videos, it looks like, that we could share that's on the page.
Yeah. I think the next one has sound though, so we should probably we'll let that run and then we'll be quiet while that happens.
Month we shared that we had a new exemplar, male and female. This month we have all the races modeled out for the males, and we have the first stubbed in for the females also. All right, so where are we with goblins? Well, we've been doing scavs and hunters, and now we have our big heavies. And these model sheets are also all factored in with 3D models, first pass 3D models. And we have the height variances and initial pass on color blocks. And we have concepts for every piece of weapon, every weapon that we've got planned for the alpha of the game. And we also have all of our gear mapped out and planned out. This is just hot off the presses. We have a review for this, so there could be changes still, but we do have the basic layout of design and art plans for all of our gear here.
These are our small stabbers, the daggers.
Look at that shiv.
It's hard. There's like, that's probably going to have to be revisited when we go over these. Here's our large stabums. And I'm not going to do, so these are just the meshes with some colors stubbed in. When we go to, after we do some reviews and stuff, bows, there's strings drawn. We didn't have strings before, so I just put them on. We can always delete them. I don't know what the plan is. And that concludes the things that you can kill stuff with.
Things that you can kill stuff with. I love that.
Yeah, that's what this game's all about, right? In the end.
Well, I love the sort of the ethos of keep Mirandus hard, because I remember the first time I played, I think it was the first time I played World of Warcraft. I was slightly horrified by the fact that somebody had a gigantic glowing gold question mark above their head and there was a map pointer. You know, because it took all of the ridiculously difficult you know, puzzle solving part completely out of the game, and it turned it much more into like a grind sort of thing where it's like find the golden question mark, talk to the golden question mark person, go follow the little footsteps on the ground, kill the whatever's, bring back the things. It just wasn't, it just didn't have it for me. And I think that this has a much realer feel to me, and it's one of the things I'm most excited about. The blockchain gamer, is it not a, it's not a replay, or it is a replay of parts of it, but it's never been aired for the entire community before. So you've seen bits and pieces of these in other places. So it's yeah, that's that. Sorry, that's right. Tiny AMA moments here and there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's super cool, man. I am very much looking forward to this, and I have been talking about a few different things centering around the in-game economy and whatnot with McCarthy, and I know that we're working on a lot of really cool stuff there, and I think people are going to be quite happy with that. And I'm looking forward to this, man. And I this wouldn't look the way it does without your involvement. So I thank you for that.
Oh, well, thank you. And I'll say that what you see when we show anything is the result of a team that really loves this game they're building. And every game I've ever played that I was like, wow, this is just a beautiful game. I always look behind the curtain and it's just a team that really loves it. And that's what you're seeing.
Super passionate. Yeah. Super passionate team.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for joining, Matthew. I appreciate it. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the community before we move on to the next thing?
I'd better not. I think I should stop while I'm ahead.
Awesome, man. Well, again, thank you for joining us, and we'll go from there. We'll see you around.
All right. Thanks, Jason. That was fun.
Thank you, man. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this back over here so that I can see the thing. We're going to dive right on into the next thing. And unfortunately, by the way, speaking of interviews, there is not a community interview today. There was some scheduling issues. My schedule kind of exploded. You know, it's a thing that happens with toddlers, so we weren't able to get that through. But we will be having that in the very near future again. So, okay, going to dive right in. So, say again, Paul. Oh, over the shoulder. I have to do this thing. Haha. There we go. Okay, now on to the next set of updates. Meow Match. If you go and you link your... I can't believe I'm getting ready to say these words, Paul. I've never said the words kitty cash in my life. But you can get 1,000 kitty cash if you link your Gala account to the Meow Match app. So go ahead and do that. If you've already linked your account, for those of you who are immediately going like, oh my God, I already did that. Now I don't get kitty cash. You will see that you have 1,000 kitty cash when you next log in and load the app. This is the equal to roughly winning around 50 games the first time if you're curious. So that's a pretty cool thing. There's also a monthly free pack for having your Gala account linked with the app. Their monthly reward bundle contains hours of unlimited lives, gold coins, and other useful game boosts. I almost said unlimited loves, and I was wondering what that was in the context of kitties. But unlimited lives is what it is. The pack rewards will change each month. Heading to the store in the app will give you a sneak peek at the coming pack rewards. So there's also a new message of the day pop up in the app as well. So make sure that you go and check that out. I haven't really spent a lot of time playing Meow Match, but my wife does enjoy playing. Okay. Moving on from here, Champions Arena. There is a Summoner Special Attendance event. Make sure you're logging in every day to get the additional reward of 3 epic champions at the end of the event. I don't know when this started, but I haven't been logging in every day, as I'm sure the people who are members of my estate know. So that makes me sad, because I really want 3 epic champions, but make sure that you are logging in. And while you're there, one of the things that I want to drive home is that if you go ahead and join another player's estate, the other players have the ability to set the fees, okay, that essentially go to the estate for purchases. So one of the first things that you should do when you log in and you join the game and join an estate is go find an estate that is run by another player and hop in there, because typically speaking, you'll have lower fees than if you're using sort of the default estate. So that's definitely a thing that you should check out. And best summons is the estate to join, says Smilin' Monster. Smilin' Monster would know. Smilin' Monster plays like a fiend, and also, I believe, runs an actual estate. And Dr. Wookie's estate is better than BitBender's. That BitBender guy, what are we going to do with him? Okay, on to TWD. We have some cool art to share of some in-game benches. You want to run that, Paul? Check that out. That looks like something my great-grandfather had. That's epic. He used to power everything with random electricity. Oh, that's cool. So he would take something like that and connect an electric motor to it, like back in the days when, you know, random electric motors would electrocute the hell out of you. That is cool. Kiln, or furnace rather, for smelting. I like it. Those are cool. Those are very, very cool. Kudos to you if you know how to use all of those objects like in real life. That's some pretty handy, crafty stuff. You can make some really cool things with those. There was an AMA yesterday, and there's a lot of interesting information that was released there. I know I checked some of that stuff out with Zach before that went live, and so hopefully you guys are liking some of the things that you hear. The November 8th November 8th is the scheduled start of the next playtest and stream. The playtest is planned to be persistent in many respects. Okay, so what does this mean? What is a persistent playtest? A persistent playtest means that there isn't necessarily going to be a date that the playtest turns off. Keep in mind, it is still a playtest, which means that servers may be reset. You may lose things, not things, but you may lose your setup. If you've built something, you may lose that because they will be resetting servers as they work on things, tuning things, and all of that. So having a persistent playtest will be a great opportunity for you to bring your friends and get them to play, but with the knowledge that it is still a playtest and things may be reset from time to time. Keep an eye on the TWD Empires announcement channel for more information as the playtest approaches. I'm super excited about this one. I would actually think I would like to get in and play this because I had spent a little bit of time playing. I think maybe Jehoon and I should start streaming that one together. Okay, Legacy. There's some cool stuff coming up here. Pay attention to the Discord for opportunities to submit questions to be answered by the team. The game is approaching launch and streams will be scheduled and announced as they are confirmed. I kind of thought we were going to have someone on today, but that didn't end up working out due to some other scheduling issues. But pay special attention there because there's a lot coming up that I think that you guys are going to be happy about. Okay, on to the last expedition. Keep an eye on the Discord for more announcements. There was a playtest this week. More are planned. We had a really cool time with some streamers. Or was that just this week? Was that just this week, Paul? That was this week, last week. Anyway, maybe it was Friday. I don't know. At some point in time, all the days blend together, but there was a stream with a bunch of streamers that went very well, except for me. I was not able to get in because my computer overheated and died, which is unfortunate. It is still limping along, but it's about time for an upgrade. And by the way, if you have a how can I do this? How can I do a giveaway on this stream? I got to do a giveaway on the stream. We got to figure this out. If you do not yet have a token that will allow you to play an early access hunters token, I'm going to do a giveaway of early access hunters tokens, I think on Twitter or on X. And here, that's No, that doesn't work because I'm in the over the shoulder thing. Sorry. Go ahead and go to my Twitter at BitBender Brink. I will give away 10 of the early access hunters tokens. Actually, let me go I'll make a tweet about it right now. How about that? What do you think, Paul? Should I go do that? Let's do it. Drop your GALACHAIN address for a chance to win one of 10 Hunter early access tokens for At Last Expedition. Okay. Boom. There. It has been posted at BitBender Brink. And I will do a drawing. I'll record a drawing sometime after this, and we'll get those in there. You're also like and retweet and do all the things. Okay, on to the next one. Common Ground World, formerly Townstar. There is a town hall tomorrow. I am going to be joining that town hall, and we're going to be talking a bit about tokenomics and nodes and things like that. I know that there are so many interesting questions that people have asked, and I look forward to being able to hop on there and answer some of them with you guys, because there's a lot of really cool stuff coming for Common Ground World, and this is something that I've been saying for a very, very long time. I know that the delay has been long. I know that people have been tired and frustrated, but there's just so much that is happening that you guys are really going to like. And I know there are some people out there who are spectacularly salty, but I think that you're going to be really happy with how this plays out in the long run. So pay attention to that stream, and there will be a lot that is coming. Okay, let's see here. On to Spider Tanks. There will be a stream next week, but it will be at a different time to accommodate some special guests. The stream, it is not a scream. Although we are coming up on Halloween. Should we do a scream, Paul? We need to do a scream. I feel like... Okay, we're going to do a scream and Halloween stream. Okay, the stream is scheduled for Tuesday the 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific. So please check the Discord for times in your local time zone, because time zones are difficult. Had a whole challenge with that just today. So definitely check that out. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to PokerGO Play. I was just watching the chat in YouTube there. I love when people come in and we're like, hey, I want to talk about my thing, and maybe he'll mention it as a question so that we can get some airtime. But I'm going to be a little bit more careful with my reading of questions, guys. PokerGO Play. There was a stream last night with special guests G2 and Sam Brown. And if you want to see me embarrass myself by rapping a few bars, I highly recommend that you check that out. It was a very, very fun stream. We ended up losing to a member of the community who happened to be at that table. So congratulations. And you've got some goodies on the way to your house, or you will tomorrow. I have to go ship them. But, the goodies are coming your way. Stay tuned for the next stream. It's still planned to be Wednesdays with the time to be determined. We're actually reaching a very interesting point as a community and company where there's just so many things that are going on that it is next to impossible to track all of them and to schedule things, because we have enough to have multiple concurrent streams going at any one time, and that's a problem because we only have one Paul, and Paul is the GalaChain is powered by Gala, and Gala's streams are powered by Paul. So we're going to have to find a way to make sure that we schedule these things in an optimum fashion. We don't want to overlap with anybody else, because last night, totally unbeknownst to us, we ended up streaming at the same time. as the Vox thing. And, you know, I'm sure that there were some people in the Vox thing who wished that they were watching poker, and some people watching poker who wished they could have been in the Vox thing. And we don't want to have that sort of conflict. So we're going to try to iron that out a little bit more. But the poker thing has to be the last thing of the day, because part of poker is, you know, sitting down and having a drink with some friends and, you know, talking a little bit of shit, which, you know, you shouldn't do too much after that. Okay. So let's move into some ecosystem updates. Wait, did I? Oh, I did miss it. Oh my God. Town Crush. I can't believe I just saw Town and then I thought Common Ground World, and yeah, got all confused there. Updates continue to happen to the game. Warren is pushing that forward. Please check out the Town Crush devlog channel for the latest updates from Warren. I'm excited to get this back out there, and I hope we can actually get an app shipped for it. That would be really, really, really handy. Because I think it's a super fun game and the community absolutely loved playing it. So good job, Warren, and appreciate the communication and keeping up on everything, man. You're killing it. Okay. Over the shoulder is now done. I can go back to normal. There we go. Let's see here. Ecosystem update. So we have a little update video on Rep. And what this video is this is basically going to show, it's a very quickly recorded video from Neil, and it's going to show the process of creating an account. This is all happening on GalaChain. All of the posts are happening on GalaChain, and this is just the pure social media side of it. So we're going to go ahead and just run that really quick. It's just a couple minutes long, so you can see how it works. And yeah, let's go ahead and run that, Paul.
Hey, so this is what we currently have on staging for Rep. This is completely on GalaChain. So I'm going to go through the new user experience. This is using Google login, and I'm just going to pick a username, Neo Test. And that's it. I've got an account. I'm completely there. And it creates a Gala account in the background. So I can go ahead and select an image. We're going to test that. Should be working fine. Tweet. Oh. Simple post. Okay, well, it should automatically refresh. It's not doing that. But there it is.
Awesome. I love the fact that when you see that, you know that all of that is happening on chain. So there's going to be, we're going to do an AMA probably next week with Neil. He has been doing a little bit of a mini roadshow in Southeast Asia, was at Philippines Blockchain Week with me, and then spent a little bit of time, you know, kind of bouncing around the region, working on some stuff and some really cool treasure hunt stuff in the Philippines. So we're going to be doing an AMA now that we're in the same time zone, and that should be fun. He did really well at the Philippines Blockchain Week. Had some cool stuff on stage, so that was a cool thing. Let's go ahead and I have one more update. Hold on one second. Let me check Slack really quick just to see if there's anything. Okay, let's see. Yeah, here we go. So this is a really cool thing, and I've got some announcements here. We're looking for we're looking always to find ways to bring the ecosystem closer together. And one of the things that has, and let me just go double check one other thing really quick. Let's see. Yeah, so we're always looking for ways to bring the entire ecosystem together. And so one of the things that for a while has been happening is there's been these variety of sort of groups. Secret Cinema Club and Gala Gold are the two specifically that I'm looking at here. And one of the things that we've decided to do, we've been working with the team over with Gala Film to find ways to make this a cool, much more integrative experience, is we're going to make those two groups basically cross-functional. It's not going to happen right away, but that's the goal, is to make those groups cross-functional. So if you're a member of Gala Gold, then you'll also be in the Secret Cinema Club. If you're in the Secret Cinema Club, you're also going to be a member of Gala Gold. That is the plan. And one of the reasons that we're doing this is because we know that the people who are, most committed to the ecosystem as a whole are within these groups. And so we want to find more ways to bring them into closer contact with one another and to introduce more positive events for everybody. One of the ways that we're doing this is going to be kicking off tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be late. It's going to be a late stream, guys, where we're going to do a Comedy Friday, and it's going to happen in the Gala Film Discord in the Secret Cinema Club area. And it's going to be me, Barry Brewer, Jehoon, and maybe a couple other people as well. And rather than do a, sort of short form video thing where it's a little bit more curated, what we're going to go for is something that's a lot more live and flowing. Because for me, what is always the most fun is when you have funny people together, hanging out, chatting, talking about things. And Barry is absolutely amazing. So I think that that's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a late in the evening thing. So it's going to be a little bit of an after dark sort of theme. So a little bit different than most of our streams, but that will not be a live stream everywhere. It will be restreamed later, but initially it will only be available in the Gala Film Secret Cinema Club Discord. So make sure you get in there and check that out. Okay, so with that, that is the end of our current run of show for today. Unfortunately, we did not have a community interview, but we are going to jump in and do some AMA. Actually, let me see. Let's ping someone here. Let's see. I gotta send something to Eric here. Eric has requested that I send him a thing. Okay, while I wait for him to respond there, I'm gonna go ahead and put my Slack over there, open up the Discord. Subspace says it sounds like a booze event. It will probably be a not booze event. I mean, there will probably be alcohol, but it's not going to be a booze event with a capital B. Okay. Let's see here. Hop back into this. Was there? I'm sure there's a recording of the Vox AMA. I don't know where it is, but I'm sure there is. There is a recording. Solve and Probler, any DAU updates on live games and GALACHAIN? I do not have those right now, but I think that would be a cool thing. Subspace wants to know about Android Get Plucked. I don't know, man. I have no idea about that, actually. I would like to, because I have an Android, and I would like to be able to play as well. Let's see. Giambo is being salty. It's okay. I understand. Let's see. Any questions? When on the Gala film light paper? That's what I literally just sent to Eric right now. Repti, I will ping him, but as far as I know, he probably isn't going to comment on that. I don't know if that's a thing that he wants to talk about publicly. Let's see here. What do we have here? Healing every day. PokerGO tourneys. I would love for there to be more PokerGO tourneys. That seems like it'd be a fun thing just to stream. We did have a PokerGO event last night, which was a lot of fun. But I think that we could do something in a little bit more of a. Hold on, my schedule got all off. Okay, just by the way, guys, if you're showing up to talk about other projects, and it looks like the YouTube chat is being brigaded right now, it's not gonna work. I'm sorry. I hate to have to say that, but it's just not gonna work. There we go. Ah. They don't record Chatterbox, apparently. Oh my goodness, that makes me a little bit sad. But okay. Paul says he'll get on it, but they're saying they don't record it because there's too many leaks. And Dr. Wookie says, how are those Node NFTs going? They're going well. Oh my God, my camera just started blinking. Why is my camera blinking? So, update on the camera thing. One of the reasons the camera looks better right now is because I have moved it, basically changed the way that it is broadcasting, and I upped the DPI significantly, the resolution significantly. The downside of that is that it seems to take more juice, and so right now I'm getting the blinking red battery light. Fire. Oh, there it goes. It went out. Wait, why is it too hot? It's not too hot. It's definitely not too hot. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, here we go. You guys get to look at the blinky thing again. Okay. You know what really bothers me about YouTube chat is I can't actually let's go. I'm going to hide this user in general. Yeah, I'm not talking about your projects, guys. That's not what this is about. I'm sorry. Can't handle the Gala heat, says non-fungible Taylor. Okay, it's actually not a Sony. It's a Nikon. It's a Nikon Z30. It generally works pretty well, but again, this afternoon it is. We have the really low angle sun that comes in, and it just absolutely cooks this office. And even though I have curtains on it, it gets really, really, really hot. And because the thing that I'm printing is polycarbonate, my 3D printer is in here pumping out heat as well. So it's a lot. Hey, the camera's fine. It's just a little warm. That's all. It's a little warm, Zorro. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? See, I actually have a fan. It's just if I turn the fan on, then it ends up it ends up being a little bit too much background noise. Sorry, Classy. Okay, let's see here. What else do we have? And in terms, Everglen, just FYI, I'm waiting to make sure that some of those hoodies get delivered correctly. Which, by the way, if you guys have received those, please let me know before we do a really large order. Let's see, Creality. No, it's actually a bamboo X1 carbon. It's pretty nice. Like it spits things out really fast. Win ahead of the game hoodies. Probably no ahead of the game hoodies would be my guess. Zoro Gala, win Gala Gold monthly subscription. We need to be prepared for it. Well, you're in Gala Gold right now, so you're prepared for it because you get that already. You have a lifetime membership right now, so congratulations. And General Kaizen says that he has been inspired to start shorts, so he's going to go full ham on those. Absolutely, man. Shorts. Jaehoon is the master of shorts, so I appreciate that content that he's been pushing out there. Okay, guys. I think actually, given that everything is kind of hot and there aren't too terribly many questions. Is there any questions showing up in like Twitch or anything like that, Paul, that needs to be addressed that you've seen? Okay. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and wrap for today because I got to get some stuff ready for the town hall tomorrow. Are we still calling it a town hall? It's still a town hall, right? Got to get some things ready for the town hall. So we're going to end a little bit early today. So thank you guys very much for coming and being here and being part of this. And we will see you all on the flip side. I will still be in Gala Gold answering some questions for a little bit if you guys have any. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.